Hello, my name's Nicole, and welcome to my channel. My channel is called Second Chances. Second Chances at Life. I am currently 56 years old, and I am retired. Now, people might say, oh my gosh, she must have won the lottery. No, I didn't win the lottery. I actually got second chance at life. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. This is my cat, Betty. You'll probably see her coming around a lot. Anyways, I saw a video on YouTube. This lady named Toby, and she has a channel called Simply Retired. And on there, she just talks about ways that she's adapted to being retired, and she has little tips and everything that on it. So I wanted to start doing something too like that because, but I'm going to put a different twist on it. Um, I'm going to let you know about me, and I'm going to let you know about some of my challenges and how I've overcome them, and also with some tips that I've learned along the way. And hopefully, others won't have to find things so difficult. My cat's knocking everything off the table. Anyways, we'll just ignore her. And she's bugging me. Hold on. Get down. Anyways, so second chances of life. So because I'm so new at this, I've written down some things, and eventually I'll get more better at this. So, at 50 years old, I had to have a liver transplant. And it was because of cirrhosis. I had grown up in a household where drinking was normal, er, and um, the older I got, the more I saw that it was normal, and my mother was functioning alcoholic, and I simply followed her. I worked full time. I I had a job that worked around my drinking. I started work at 7 a.m. every day, and I worked until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Perfect for me to go home and start drinking. Go to bed early, get up in the morning, and start it again. Well, after doing that for so many years, with different jobs, raising a family with 2 kids, I was 49 years old at work one day, feeling great doing my job, and I had my boss come up to me and he said, how are you feeling? You need to go to the hospital. And I was like, what do you mean I have to go to the hospital? He's like, you are bright yellow. And he said, if you don't go, I'm going to be taking you. So I left work, went up to the hospital, and was immediately transferred down to another hospital in a bigger city, um, and was told I had cirrhosis of the liver. Within, I would say, 6 weeks, I was on a transplant list. I'll tell you more about that journey. So I did get the transplant, thank goodness. Um, and I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking immediately, but after my transplant, I did have some struggles. But we'll go over that another day. The other thing that I'm having a second chance at life because of my transplant and because I've stopped drinking. Also, because I had to stop because I had to have the transplant, I had to retire early. I had to retire at 50 years of age. Most people think, oh, great, I could do that. But it was really hard because I was used to working, getting up, going to work every morning, getting up at around 4 o'clock in the morning, going to work, coming home, doing what I did, getting up and going to work, and having, making money, working 40 hours a week, making some good money. And all of a sudden, I had to retire. I was deathly ill. I had to retire. I had to go on my Canadian Pension Plan disability and Ontario disability support program. So at about so I was I'm am earning about $1,500 a month. So I'm going to give you tips on how I able to do that, and I'm going to also talk about how hard it was and what I did to get used to the idea and adjust to retiring early. The other thing that I learned while I was sick, when you're having a transplant, is you go through intensive mental health therapy. I had a psychiatrist and I had a counselor. With the stopping of the drinking and the transplant, other things came up. I found out when I was 55 that I have borderline personality disorder. So the last 3 or 4 years, I have been working on dealing with that. I'll go over what it is and how I'm adjusting to it, and at this age, and why it's taking so long to be diagnosed, and how I grew up with it and thinking that it was me, that nobody liked me, that I had no friends, my parents hated me, everything. So that's just a little bit about me. I live currently in Bancroft, Ontario, in Canada. It's about 3 hours northeast of Toronto. About an hour and a half from Peterborough and 2 hours from Belleville. I've been married twice. My first husband and I still get along really well. We had our 2 children. I have 2 children that are grown, and I have 2 grandsons with my older daughter, and they are 7 and going to be 6. So I'm busy with those guys, and they're boys. So it's busy little guys. My older one has autism, so my daughter and I are figuring out ways to grow with him and learn about it and how to manage that as well. So it's gonna be kind of busy channel, and I'm gonna go over places I've traveled. I love to travel. Places I've lived. With borderline personality, I'm very impulsive, so I've impulsively packed up and moved to different countries. I've lived in America, I've lived in Peru, I've traveled to all over America, I've traveled all over Mexico, and I've traveled all over Peru. So, yeah, that's about that. So I'm going to keep on posting and see about maybe hopefully monetizing this, so that I don't have to work so hard and I get a little extra spending money just to live life and be able to travel and purchase things, So the next video I have will go more, I'm going to really go into more of my health problems, mental and physical. So I'll go over that in the next couple of days. Thank you for listening. I'm also going to put down on the bottom part, I think there's a spot underneath where you watch videos where you can post links. I'm going to post Toby's channel that you can go to and have a look at. She's got awesome, great ideas. I'm 56 and she's in her 70s. So I'm hoping that one day maybe her and I can collaborate and talk about the difference in the 25 years or so between us, and how retirement is affecting us differently. So yeah, welcome to my channel. I hope to get to talk to you more. And if you have any questions, please leave me a message. Say hi, introduce yourself, let me know if you have a channel, and we can see if we can get together. Thank you again so much, and have a great day. Bye. See you on the other side.